For our visit to the UNESCO World Heritage listed town of Nikko, Japan, we decided to stay in a little town called Imaichi. Imaichi is just one train stop away from Nikko on the JR line. We would totally recommend this as an option for you and your trip to Nikko, because you will be able to see Nikko in the morning, before all of the tourists arrive from Tokyo. We took the JR train one stop to Nikko Station, which took about 4 minutes. At JR Nikko Station, there is a tourist information office where you can grab a map of the sites in Nikko. From here, we walk 20 minutes to Nikko Bashi. You can also take a bus, but the walk is very easy and there are many stops and restaurants along the walk. Our first stop on the walking tour of Nikko is Nikko Bashi.
Look at the cool bridge.
From Nikko Bashi, you will have an unobstructed view of Shinkyo Bridge. The current Shinkyo Bridge dates to 1636, but a bridge has stood here for much longer. You can cross the Vermilion Bridge for 300 yen, but the view from the adjacent bridge is much nicer. After enjoying the views of Shinkyo Bridge, cross the street over Japan's romantic highway and enter the UNESCO Nikko National Park. Climb the stairway and enjoy the peaceful forest walk towards the many shrines of Nikko. The first major temple you will encounter is Rinnoji Temple. Rinnoji was founded by Shiraito Shonin, the monk who introduced Buddhism to Nikko in the 8th century. We decided to pay the entrance fee and enter the main hall of Rinnoji, Sanbutsudo Hall.
We went on a tour, but then we ditched it at the end because our Japanese isn't that good, but this is beautiful.
No photography or video is allowed inside, so you'll have to take our word for it, but this hall is worth the 400 yen entrance fee. The interior shrine houses 3 giant wooden and gold-clad figures: Amida, Senju-Kannon, the cannon with 1,000 arms, and Bato-Kannon, the cannon with a horse head. Being able to see these figures made the tour totally worth it. After visiting Rinnoji and Sanbutsudo Hall, we walked along the cedar-lined Matsudo Street towards Toshogu Shrine. Toshogu Shrine is a mausoleum for Tokugawa Ieyasu.
Absolutely beautiful, but the part you don't see is when you turn around and there's 90 other people in the same picture.
The entrance fee is 1,300 yen. This shrine is the most visited site in Nikko. We opted to skip the crowds here, but we did stop to admire the shrine's 5-story red pagoda that sits at the entrance. Just a small jaunt away, you will find Futarasan Shrine. Futarasan Shrine is dedicated to the deities of Nikko's 3 most sacred mountains. We decided to skip this very busy shrine as well, opting to visit the small shrine at the sacred tree of matchmaking instead. We each offered our thanks here for our matches that were presumably made by this sacred matchmaking tree. So thanks, tree.
What is?
That right there is the sacred tree of matchmaking.
Oh, the thing's tied around
We
it?
already have a match right here.
It's a secret tree of matchmaking. Oh, but we already matched me. Thank you, Mr. Tree. Thank you. Now I'm happy.
Just around the corner from the matchmaking tree and outside the western exit of Futarasan Shrine, you will find the secret entrance to Takano-o Path. This pathway was the highlight of my time in Nikko. The ancient stone pathway is lined with cedar trees and well off the tourist path.
And have so much footage of the back of you guys walking.
Oh, that's a little
It'll be a cool montage though if you put them all together. Like speed them up and stuff.
Buddhist priests who train with ascetic practices would make the pilgrimage to Bato-Kannon Shrine up until the beginning of the Meiji era. Once you arrive at the top of the cedar pathway, you will find a little temple called Gyoja-do, the shrine for ascetics. From here, turn slightly right and climb downhill a bit. This valley pathway will take you to Bato-Kannon Inari Shrine.
Wow, it is beautiful. The water back there.
You will begin to hear the sounds of falling water, and then Shiraito Waterfall should come into view.
How do you feel about finally getting to see Nikko?
Yeah, it's been my dream every time I've come to Japan.
This waterfall was such an amazing find for us, as there was no one else around at all. Once you pass the waterfalls, you will see an old stone staircase. This will be the entrance to Bato-Kannon Shrine.
This is how I get him to exercise. Look at that running butt! Look at that temple butt! Do, 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 do.
The original shrine here was built in 820 AD. The stone torii gate along the path has a small hole in the crossbeam. If you are able to throw a stone through the hole, you will be blessed with good fortune, but you can only try 3 times. We visited the shrine for quite a while, sitting in the sun and feeling in the moment. After trekking back down the cedar-lined steps, we decided to visit Tianbyo Mausoleum. This is where the 3rd Tokugawa shogun is enshrined, the grandson of Ieyasu. Admission is 550 yen, but if you plan on visiting only one shrine or temple in Nikko, we would recommend this one. The shrine is set into the mountain and you have to climb many stairs to see it, but it is worth the effort. After all the climbing, we recommend a quick stop to refuel. We stopped at a small restaurant along the way to Kanmangafuchi Abyss, and I had the best ramen of my life, which was tomato-based. After refueling, we walked along the river to Kanmangafuchi Abyss. This shrine is iconic for its Jizo statues wearing red hats. Jizo are children spirit statues. The red hats of the Jizo contrast beautifully against the green forest and the vivid blue waters. Jizo statues serve a very important purpose. Parents who have lost children will often make offerings to the Jizo or clothe them. When young children pass away, they have not lived long enough to have done enough good deeds to pass on, so their spirits will stack small rocks until they have gained enough good karma to pass on. The Jizo statues serve as a distraction so that people do not knock over the stone piles the children's spirits are making. The Jizo will often disappear and reappear in order to distract the living. If you count the Jizo along the path and then again on your return journey, you will not get the same number twice. Do you have any leftover pennies?
No.
Do you have any leftover pennies?
Lots of change. I don't think I
So
have
much
something
shit.
like
This guy looks like he deserves a penny.
Maybe that's
that.
what
Those
he
are lucky,
needs.
right?
Yeah. You don't have to. You can give it just a penny. All of them have pennies too.
Oh, okay.
The penny is the one, right?
Yeah.
Because I gave it one. I'm not giving him. I'm busy. This guy's just a pile of rocks.
That's a 5, right?
It is. You gonna give 5 to this little man?
Yeah.
No.
What about the sad little guy in the end?
No. I was gonna say the guy at the end will waste.
No.
He's.
Who are you gonna give it to?
Our lady's choice.
I think this sad little guy. Look at his bibs all messed up and everything. Poor little man. I'm very thankful. Thank you very much, sir.
There is one.
Yeah, he does have one.
For the full map, you can go to our website, bumblingtourist.com, or to Alpaca Maps. I'll put the link down below.
I hope you enjoyed our self-guided walking tour of Nikko. And if you have any spots to add, let us know in the comments.
These are my work clothes. I work to mine. You can stop me.
Okay.